y'all, it is Hope from Crafty Hope, and I am working on the Use It Up, Fill It Up 2 challenge from Miss Tiffany, who is Southern Gals _ Designs on Instagram. She's also here on YouTube as Southern Gals Designs, and I'm using the bags of old Christmas cards for this challenge. Now, I've taken some underpaper that I had sitting on the side of my desk and just glued that down on my card, along with a piece of paper that I had a couple little random stamps on, and I used just a Yoo-hoo glue stick to glue those down. I have to go ahead and admit that I have found that I really don't like using the underpaper for these challenges. Nothing comes out as well as I would like, so I'm gonna have to find other uses for all that pretty underpaper than using it as the background, because it's too chaotic for me. I took a little bit of a dark blue paint and put it down with my finger and tried to smear it out, but it just, I don't know, I didn't like that, so I used a little bit of water. And then I'm taking a hand carved stamp and distressed oxide, and I think that's fossilized amber, and just kind of putting that down on the page to try to bring a little brightness with that yellow on there. And then you can see I've kind of got like the 3 primary colors on there, which I thought that'll be awesome. And then I pull out this, it's a gold paint pen that I got at the Dollar Tree, and it works pretty good for a Dollar Tree paint pen. So I just make some little ovals with some little things in it, and then I've got this glitter pen also from the Dollar Tree, and it's in green, and so I'm making a couple little designs with it and coloring inside some of the ovals. And again, this is just, it's chaotic and crazy, and I'm not real sure what to do, so I take a Posca paint pen in gray and a little piece of paper, and I write, "Sometimes you just gotta be a hot mess," because this whole card just felt like a huge hot mess to me. So I went around the outside of it. I'm not even sure what I went around with it with. I think it was a distress crayon in the black, and I glued that down with my Oohoo glue stick. It took a couple tries because that paper was a little thick, and then I tried to make a couple of little dots and dashes and doodling with that paint pen, or with my white paint pen, but it just was not working out great. And then I highlighted some more of my writing on there with the Posca paint pen, and that was it. And so here's a good look at this hot mess. So next is card 17. And I like it a whole lot more. This is my favorite of the whole bunch. Now, I am taking some ephemera from a pack I got on Etsy, and at some point I'm going to figure out where I got that from, so I can give a shout out. I may put it in the description box below when I get a chance to look that up. So this is just some ephemera from that box, and I'm gluing it down again with my Oohoo glue stick randomly. I'm trying to use some more organic torn shapes. A lot of times I just glue them down in the rectangular patterns, but this time I tore some things, and it worked out beautifully. So there's some green paint. It's kind of a grassy green, which I kind of like, and then I'm using a really bright yellow in there. I'm blending those two around a bit, but the yellow gets kind of muddied, so I add a touch more, and just let that kind of go out to the side. Like I said, this is my favorite card in this bunch of 3, and I'm going to have to try some of these, leaving white space techniques and all of that a little bit more. Now, I had this photo that I think I got like at a yard sale or something. I got a bunch of photos, and this one was in there, and it's just kind of random and weird. I didn't like the border all the way around it, so I tore down one side, and then I took a bit of a thin marker, it's a medium, I guess, marker, and made just some little dashes there. And then I decided I needed a stamp, and none of my hand-carved stamps would do, so I pulled out this kind of background stamp, and I cannot remember who it's from, but it's just some letters kind of randomly, and I put that down in just a couple places just to add a little bit of contrast to the background. And from there, I wasn't real sure what else I wanted to do, so I went and I grabbed a little bit of washi tape. Now, one is just a black and white kind of cross-hatched pattern, and another one is red dots. And I like that because it kind of contrasts or complements the green a little bit. So I get bits of that washi down and glue down my photo. And I think you're going to say I'm going to take a pencil. Oh no, I'm in my Chit Chat stickers. These are just the single words from Tim Holtz. And I find the word dream and just kind of stick it there off on the side of the photo. And I trimmed a little excess, and I think I'm going to take a pencil or, what is that? Oh, it's a wax pencil, and I scribble around a little bit on there to add a little softness. So that's 17, and here comes 18. Now, 18 I had a lot of trouble with. This one it was even worse than that first one. So I glued down a couple pieces of ephemera. This is a piece from a cookbook, like a recipe, and then a whatchamacallit, a letter with lots of pretty handwriting, and you don't really see either one of those in the end of this. And I take some acrylic paint in a green and I don't even know what you would call that yellow. It's kind of a orangey yellowish, and I just smear those around with my paint knife, my palette knife, just trying to get a little bit of color down, but I didn't want to take away too much from the stuff I put in the background. But in the end, you don't even see it because I put just layer so much stuff on there. And I punched out a couple of flower shapes with some like yellowed paper from, I don't even know what, from an old book or something. And I'm stamping diamond shapes from my hand carved stamps onto those little flower shapes with some Stays On black ink. I wanted to add just, I don't know, something different on there. And this just didn't work out. I glue them down with my Oohoo glue stick. And then take this big sticker. I had gotten it in Happy Mail, and I keep pulling it out, putting it back, and pulling out, and put it in. Just, I don't know. So I finally was like, I'm gonna use it up. And I took a Neocolor 2 in green and kind of went around the outside of that had a little frame, on white frame, and I wanted to blend that sticker in a little bit more. So I tried using that, and then my Stabilo all pencil to kind of bleed some of the black from that onto the card. Neither of these really work, so in a minute I'm gonna go totally crazy and pull out my hand carved stamps and some oh, that was a graphite pencil there, but I'm gonna pull out my hand carved stamps and cracked pistachio distress oxide and put that directly on the black, and then just kind of blend it with my finger a little, and so that helps a little to blend that big sticker there. And then I try to find some kind of phrase or something to put on there. And I look at my, what is that, a large print book, and I thought I had found something, but I changed my mind. So I end up going with my old standby here in a second, which is my Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers. And I find the phrase, make today count. And I use that. And that finishes up this one. And it's not totally bad, but it's not my favorite of the bunch. So anyway, guys, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and thanks for coming by.